active straight leg raise. So now here's another great mobility drill we'll throw in our workouts. We're gonna get this on pre-stretch. He's really gonna be pulling, trying to lock that leg out, gonna get the hamstring stretch so we get that little bit of a twitch that you see right there. And now we're gonna match that angle with the opposite leg. So we're gonna actively get that hamstring to give us more and try to match that angle. So we wanna be nice and deliberate in these moves. If we're doing our 5 reps, go ahead and we'll do one more. And so you can see the other side. And down, okay? So we go ahead and switch sides so we can see that other leg. Same thing, get that on a good pre-stretch. Really get that leg nice and long, and let's try to match that angle and get a little more flexibility than we're used to. There you go, by actively raising it, right? So we got the front, the quad, the hip flexors pulling. Try to have us give us a little more stretch in the hamstring. One more time. Good. Active straight leg raise. The active straight leg raise is a great drill again for mobility for our triceps in our workout. So all we're gonna do is basically get a band or a strap, and Anna's gonna demonstrate. She's gonna get her left leg on pre-stretch. She's gonna get that good stretch going the whole time. And now she's gonna do an active straight leg raise with the opposite leg to try to match or even surpass that angle if she can. If she's able to surpass it pretty easily, she'll pull that band a little bit further and get a little more pre-stretch and just kind of keep herself a little bit honest. So it's once again nice and methodical, 5 reps. Then we'd switch feet and do 5 on the opposite limb. Good. Okay, Bretzel Mobility. When we get into this Bretzel stretch, we're looking at trying to get a lot of muscle stretch at the same time, really trying to work on that thoracic rotation. So we're gonna get set up on our side. Gonna use a foam roller to help us kind of keep that top leg elevated. Want to get that top leg bent above 90 to ensure it. He's gonna grab his top hand. He's gonna reach down and do a quad stretch now. Keep this knee flexed. And now what I like to do is instead of setting a time, set a certain amount of reps. He's gonna try to rotate his shoulders towards the ground. Hold it there for a second or two, come back up, and we'll do that for the 5 reps in the workout as part of our mobility drill. Now you're gonna have some people that are very, very flexible. If that's the case, they might not feel that, and they might feel like they can get that shoulder all the way to the ground. If that's the case, we'll let go of this leg. We'll lock it out, really squeeze that glute, keep it up there. He's willing to lay right in his side. And now he's gonna open up now, really to work through that upper back and reach, and then come back home to touch. So same thing now, we would count our reps here for 5, but he's really thinking about squeezing that bottom leg and lock it out and work mobility. So obviously we would flip it over and do both sides of that. Good. Okay. Bretzel. The Bretzel stretch is a great mobility drill. We like to do it because we can have a sequence of a 5 count on it, and I'll show you how we do this. So we'll set ourselves up using something like a rolled up towel, rolled up mat, or a foam roller preferably. So Anna will get set up on one side. She's gonna take her top leg, get it above 90 degrees and rest it on that foam roller. She's gonna use her offhand and just hold it in place because it has a tendency to slip back down. She's gonna grab that bottom leg, and then all she's gonna do is actively try to rotate her shoulders back or pull her shoulder blades back, try to get some thoracic mobility, and then relax. And that will be our 5 count. We would actually go through 5 reps of that on each side. Now what happens is we have some people that are very, very mobile. They don't really feel this through it at all. So in that case, we'll take, she'll lay right on her side. She'll take her hand off the leg. She's gonna take her bottom leg, pull her toe up and really squeeze that glute and contract that leg. She's gonna come and meet her other hand on top. So now she's gonna work on opening up through the chest and shoulders and trying to get to the ground. There you go. As she's actively really, really squeezing and contracting that bottom limb. Same thing, we'd work through the 5 rep sequence. Remember, on these mobility drills, we're not in a race. We want to think about being real methodical with all of our movements. Good. Quad T-spine. So the quadruped T-spine mobility drill is really, really simple. It's very easy. We want to be real methodical, and we want to really hold the end range here for our 5 reps. So I'm just going to demonstrate with our right side. Hand on the back of the head. She comes into a rounded position, and she's going to really open up and rotate as far as she can through her thoracic. Open up, she'll feel it stretch through her chest. Take a pause there, and rotate back down. We'll do one more rep. So we're really working from that curled position to a really open up position there. Perfect. Squat to stand. The squat to stand mobility drill is a great exercise for us to kind of highlight all that lower body and even incorporate some upper body and work that good squat pattern. So I was going to demonstrate as we come through, sequence obviously 5 reps in our tri-set. So she's going to come down, hang into a good hinge, into a good hamstring stretch. Now as she sinks down into a squat, she's actively pulling up on the toes to actively try to pull her shoulders and chest up. And she's in a great squat position with her back and shin identical. Now the key is, now the tough part that people have is to take the hands up overhead. So she go 1, 2, and then up. And then she takes a breather, comes back in another rep. Let's do one more time. Sinks down low into that squat. Really kind of holds that pause, kind of loves that squat position. Now we go to the overhead and up. Perfect. So 5 reps in that sequence. Shinbox mobility. Now, the Shinbox side to side is a great mobility drill as well. Once again, we want to do an even number. So on this one, we're looking at going 4 to 6 reps instead of the 5. But now with Anna's going to put herself in a Shinbox position. You can see the angle of her hips. This is going to be great for the hips. It's also great for your balance, and it ties into a nice core exercise. So she's going to go ahead and try to rotate herself from one side to the other. And you can see as she shifts, the weight shifts, and we'll have a hard time if you do this. Some people maintaining upright position. If you need to, you can reach your hands forward or even grab a small weight and hold it forward to keep you upright. Otherwise, the tendency is to kind of fall backwards and almost feel like you need a kickstand. So she's doing a great job of being real methodical with the movement and then working the full and pressing that thigh to the ground as she gets to each side. Squat to stand mobility. Great mobility exercise. We put it in during the course of our workouts. So basically a squat to stand is we go into almost a toe touch, toe grab position. You might have to bend your knees a little bit to get this position. I want you to get there with a nice flat back. So we want to get a good stretch for a couple seconds on the posterior chain. Now he sinks into a good squat as he kind of pulls up on his arms and his hands, chest up. Sits into a deep squat, chest up, chest up. Okay, now he's going to go overhead with one hand, opposite hand, and then up. So when we think of the sequence, we're doing this as 1 rep. Let's do it one more time. Gets a hamstring stretch, sits down into the hips, kind of greases through the hips. Then he goes arm up big, and then he's up. Okay, so the key is to really try to get nice and tall when we get up in that overhead squat position. T-spine rotation. So we're in a quadruped position here, working T-spine rotation. We just want to stay nice and stable, and it really wants to work full range of motion. I really like to try to get a little bit of a pause at the top. We'll do another rep and then we'll switch sides. And really work, I always say, like you're almost trying to wring the water out of a towel. So you're gonna hit some roadblocks there. You want to work through it and kind of hold that position at the top and really get a good rotation, and think about all that rotation coming from your thoracic spine area. Good. Okay, triangles mobility drill. Triangles are great now. Once again, we're kind of in this no man's land of this frontal plane. So we're going to work a side squat, and we're going to work it into the middle position to really hold, kind of get the groin and the hips to open up a little bit. Go for it. So he's pushing hips back. He's going to pause each area for a couple of seconds. Slide to the center without changing levels. Slide back to the opposite side, still changing that, staying at that same level, and up. So he looks like he just drew a triangle. He'll draw it back the other way. Keep that back leg straight and up. Let's do one more time. So he's really hinging at the hips. He's really getting a good deep knee bend, really opening up through the groin. Center, side, and up. So you can see that we're really trying to draw triangles with that drill. It's a great drill for the hips. Triangles. Okay, the triangle mobility drill is probably my favorite, my go-to exercise as far as plugging them into the actual workouts. It's really kind of a neglected area, that frontal plane in general, but we tend to be very tight through the hips and the groin. So I was going to demonstrate a couple of different levels. First one is just basically a triangle with moving from a side squat. So she works to a side, slides at that same level to the center, slides opposite side, taking her time, and then back up. Now she'll come back down in the opposite direction. You see how she's drawing a triangle with her body? Other side and up. Now as your mobility gets better, we could turn it more into, instead of a side squat, into more of a Cossack squat. So now as she goes, she's going to get nice and deep. She's going to try to maintain that level. She slides to the center, and then the opposite side, and up, and then same thing the other way. She's pretty mobile, so really keeping the weight on the heels, and up. And general prescription in between as we're doing our trisets in the workout is 3 triangles, back and forth as 1. So basically 6 total triangles between the set for your set of triangles.